How you doing, folks? I want to show you something. I've been telling you the truth, okay, about ozone and silent corona. You may recall in the beginning when we first heard about a disease in 2020, in March of 2020, we were told we were suffering from a disease called silent corona. I remember that. I have copies of news articles that show that silent corona was the name of the so-called disease in the beginning, in March of 2020. That's there, right here. Oh, well, there it is. There it is. Okay, March 11, right there in the middle. March 11, 2020, okay? It was first discussed as a public health emergency on January 30th, 2020. 4 months later, 4.5 months later, they referred to it as a pandemic on March 11th, 2020, right? When was silent corona first announced? Same day as COVID, March 11th. They told you when they first announced COVID-19, they already knew they had two different names for it, and that's what they were going to use to befuddle you, to confuse you, double speak, double talk, okay? The whole time, all those officials, all those professionals you saw on television were telling you that it's a disease. It's called COVID-19 and silent corona. And you say, huh, what? What? Well, no, that's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. In the beginning, the first announcement of this disease, it was called silent corona. I have the newspaper clippings. You may be able to find them if you're lucky. Then they changed the name of it to COVID-19. Stealth Omicron, Long Omicron, bird flu, all the rest of it. They changed the first image of a disease that you got from the TV screen was a disease called silent corona. And on that same day, they announced COVID-19. 19 is what ozone equals in gematria. Silent corona is how you make ozone. They're lying to you. Well, the whole thing was a lie, right from the start. And the whole time that was going on, the UN, United Nations, right, were meeting to discuss nothing other than ozone. You believe that? Look, the Montreal Protocol, right? Ozone. These guys were discussing it. At the same time, I forget his name now. Anyway, this is all about ozone. It's about the words being used to describe the so-called ozone problem that we have. See, we've been told for 40 years that the ozone layer is gone, which isn't true. And we were told it was our fault, which isn't true. And that we had to pay somebody to fix it from now on, right? That started in 1985. This fear-mongering crap. Actually, the PSYOP in regards to ozone and how it's being used today to hurt people on the planet's surface, it's a PSYOP that goes back to Tesla and J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan bought Tesla's first ozone generator in 1903 or 13, I don't remember. And after that, ozone, we've since found out that ozone was used in World War I on the troops. Ozone will burn your lungs, and once that happens, you're a dead duck. So now, if you go from World War I up to 1985, and then Al Gore telling us that we destroyed the ozone layer and there's none left. That was a little suspicious to most people in the first place. So, from 1985, we let it ride up to 2015. And we find out clearly and illegibly, you can see it, ozone is now being used as a weapon on civilians. Then you go from 2015, September 11th, 2015, strange day, isn't it? 3/11 is when they released them. 9/11 is when they got caught using it. See, these guys are they're working on a calendar of world events that we just don't know about, and it's the circuitry of the planet. They're using it. They're using the elements against you. They're using wind, rain, hail, snow, cold, hot, clouds, and all the rest of it against you because they're available to use against you. If they weren't here, they'd probably find some way else to do it. Now, you go from 2015 up until 2020. See, they got caught using ozone. The authorities, the UN, the WHO, the big boys on the planet, okay? They got caught using ozone to harm people in 2015, and they let it ride. They got caught. Oh, yes, they did, red-handed, okay? Mr. Trump knows all about it. They got caught in 2015 using ozone. They let it ride for 5 years, and they were still using ozone, but they just called it silent corona, which it is. Silent corona is the process for making ozone. Let me explain. When you see a spark, the spark is a corona. The corona, each and every time, the spark produces ozone. So they happen simultaneously. The authorities know this. So they knew that they could call it silent corona or ozone. And since they already got caught using ozone in 2015. In 2020, they changed the name of it. You believe that? And they're still using it today. That's why the world is so fucked up. They got caught using it already. They don't know what to do. They got caught. And this is just more proof. This is all about ozone. It's all about what to say, what not to say. Right? Adjustments to the global warming potentials, specified potentials. I don't know what the hell that means, but look at these guys. This is a document of a killer, okay? This is the documents of a killer, of the people that want to destroy you. These are their findings. These are their, each party shall ensure that for the 12-month period commencing January 1st, 2019, and in each 12-month period thereafter, it's calculated the level of consumption of the controlled substances in Annex F expressed in CO2. Right? They're talking about CO2 and ozone. These guys are not your friend. You don't believe me it's about ozone? Let's check. Let's look for ozone. Finding page. Ozone. O-Z-O-N-E. Where's it going to be? Well, we've got a number of ozone. I would suggest they're meeting about ozone. See, they told you that the ozone layer has been depleted. You know what deplete means? When your bank account is depleted, you did it. The ozone layer has been depleted for these guys' own uses. They're using it. They're the rich ones, remember? They're the ones using it against you. And there's no mention of ozone till the very bottom. Let's see, where's ozone again? Ozone. The Beijing, what's going on here? The Beijing Amendment 1999, the amendment to the Montreal Protocol agreed by the 11th meeting of the parties. Beijing, November 29, Beijing 29 November to December 3rd, 1999. Relevant annexes of the 1987 an annex of the protocol on substances that deplete the ozone layer. Well, they met to discuss ozone at the same time you were suffering from ozone exposure, but they called it silent corona. Well, that's rotten, man. These guys are rotten. They're rotten. I don't hope that they get hurt, but I hope you share this kind of information with your friends and family, because that's what it's for. It's for you to share it. The United Nations Environmental Program. They got together in 2020. I have the proof that says they changed the name of ozone to silent corona. I have that proof already. It's on my channel. You can see it. It's a 6 minute 24 second video. It's down near the beginning of the video. It's at the very bottom. And you'll see it yourself that that's what they did. They instead of telling you that you're suffering from ozone exposure in 2020, which was the case, they called it something else. They called it silent corona and insisted you get an injection. This was their plan all along. I'm just telling you they got caught. And I'm telling you, I'm the mouth behind the getting caught part. Right? You won't hear it from anybody else. Okay? I've already blown my cover, if you want to call it that. Now, these people have already harmed me in numerous ways, numbers of different ways. I have to forgive them, of course, right? But because they got caught, it's fair and square, right? They have a plan. We found out. Simple as that. Like I said, here we go. When was Silent Corona first announced? It was March 11th, 2020. When was COVID first announced? Same day. Shit. Well, see, I erased it. Anyway, you saw it yourself. Have a good day.